Yo, yo. Yo, yo. What's good, boys? Let me get everything set up. Alert it. Solid, solid. Weekend was good. Solid weekend. Got to relax a bit. Prepare to lock back in this week. How was everyone's weekend? What'd you boys do? What were you guys up to? Anything special? Let me know. Who's ready for some trade analysis? Who's ready for a banger week? Who's ready for a great trading week? Cause I'm hyped, boys. I'm very, 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 very hyped. Making the announcement real quick. We'll hop on the charts, do some pre-market review, go over some zones, go over some levels, go over some news for this week. I'm excited. Let me pull my charts over here. How's everyone doing though? Like, let me know for real. How are you guys doing? If you're bad, let me know. If you had a bad day, if someone pissed you off, let me know. If you guys are ready for a great week, let me know. It's going to be awesome. Going to be awesome. Okay, we're on the charts. Let me make sure that audio is solid for you guys. You guys can see my screen. Let's refresh the charts so we can get an updated. Yes, sir. Everything's going great, locked in for this week. That's what I'd love to hear. That's what I love to hear. I'm going to go ahead and go over the news for this week, kind of see what we got going, see what the important days are for this week, see if we got any major news going into this week. We'll go over some levels that we can utilize tomorrow. Let's get this trading view to refresh here. Let's pop up Forex Factory. Let's reset the trading view as well. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and hop right in. Okay, while the charts are loading up, doing its thing, the Matrix is already attacking us, as you guys can tell. Let me go ahead and get our news prepared, kind of see what we got going on. Okay, cool. Monday, Tuesday, beautiful. Looks like we got absolutely nothing in terms of red and orange folders. I think I filtered out yellow folders. Yeah, so realistically, red and orange folders are really going to be the only data sets that are going to actually move the market or make the charts move. So obviously, we want to be aware of that if we're taking a trade or we are in a trade. I do see something pretty big. Right here on Wednesday, we actually have FOMC meeting minutes. So it's not going to be Jerome Powell speaking, but it is going to be a similar FOMC event. Pretty much anytime we have any type of FOMC event, you boys know how that goes. We had Jerome Powell speak last week, as you guys saw. I believe that was on Tuesday or Wednesday. And we obviously saw a bunch of volatile moves last week. We saw SPY dump. I think it was like twice last week, and they were pretty significant dumps. I believe, yeah, we had some pretty big moves last week. So I'm expecting something similar going into this week, if not even better. But pretty much, let me. Okay, cool. You guys can see. I just wanted to make sure you guys could see the Forex Factory. But Monday and Tuesday, that is going to be clear for us. So it looks like those are going to be pretty solid trading days. Should be some solid opportunities Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, we obviously have CPI and FOMC minutes, so that should definitely be a pretty volatile day. FOMC minutes is at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so that should be 11 Pacific time. And then obviously CPI is going to be pre-market, so we should have pre-market volatility Wednesday, and then it should honestly be pretty choppy leading up to FOMC minutes at around 11. So honestly, Wednesday might be a day to step off the charts. And then obviously Thursday we have CPI as well. And then we actually have another data set bond auctioned at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So we do have some open market data on Thursday as well. And then pretty much the same thing, just how we had on Wednesday, we have CPI pre-market. So that's definitely something we want to take account of. And then going into Friday, it looks like we pretty much just have a 7 a.m. data set. And then after that, everything should be pretty chill. It is consumer sentiment, which is a red folder. So that 10 a.m. Eastern time or the 7 a.m. Pacific time on Friday, we definitely should see some type of volatile move. Usually when we have consumer sentiments or data sets similar to this, especially the 10 a.m. ones, markets open is pretty choppy leading up to data events like these. So we definitely want to keep that in mind as well. You guys have definitely seen similar situations like that where we have a pretty important data set, like 30 minutes or an hour until market open, and market open or really market just consolidated leading up to that data set, right? So that's likely what's going to happen a lot this week, just due to the fact that we have FOMC minutes on Wednesday. On Thursday, we also have bond auction at 1. So that will be at, let's see, 11, 12, 1. So that'll be at 11. That'll be at 10 Pacific time. And then obviously, like I had mentioned, we obviously have the consumer sentiment on Friday, which is at 7 a.m. Pacific, or for my Eastern traders, that's going to be at 10 a.m. for you guys. But I will be in the call tomorrow morning doing some more refined pre-market review. Obviously, we're going to do some analysis tonight, but tomorrow morning I will be in the Discord making sure that we are getting the best zones and levels possible. Obviously, pre-market's probably going to open up a bit different from where it's trading currently. So, we want to make sure that we are getting the best levels possible so we can catch the best trades possible. But Monday, Tuesday, both clear, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we obviously went over all of that. I'm going to go ahead and hop on the charts. Looks like we are still loading. What the hell is going on with TradingView? In the meantime, if you guys have any questions or anything in specific you want me to cover, let me know. But let me get my trading view up and running here. I think it's when I stream it gets a little laggy. Okay, cool. Hopefully SPY will pop up here. We still loading? What the hell is going on? This is very, very odd. Let me go ahead and do this here. Boom. This should fix the issue. There we go. What'd I tell you? I'm not gonna let the Matrix attack us today. Okay, here's post market Friday. So yeah, so like I said, market should open somewhere. Market's obviously gonna open somewhere different going into tomorrow pre-market. But let's go ahead and get some levels charted out, some areas charted out. Let's go over some key zones that we possibly can see and utilize going into tomorrow, and really just see the whole all around market overview on what's been kind of happening. So let me boom, and then let me do here. Any questions though in the meantime, boys, or are we all solid? Also, let me know if you guys have any tickers or anything in specific that you want me to cover. But you already know I'm going to go over the main stuff. SPY zones, Tesla. All right, cool. It is being recorded so we can watch over it again. Yes, all the live streams are reposted on the YouTube channel. So the previous live stream is also posted, and this will be as well. So if you guys want to go back, kind of check out the zones over again, or if you kind of like what I'm saying about certain areas or certain levels, feel free to re-watch the video. But I can already see something right here. It looks like a previous supply then turn demand. This is what I want to do here. Yes, sir. Okay, so I'm actually going to just clear my charts and get rid of everything from last week. Get an empty naked chart. And then I'm going to switch to the 5 minute. Let's draw some 5 minute zones first. I saw something from right here, so I want to see if that can line up well. Yeah, if this is a base right here, then this should be where demand was created. Yeah, a base and a large move up right here. So I'm actually going to mark this as demand. And then we should get that line up already if I'm not mistaken. Boom. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll label the price areas after I draw all those zones as well, but there's a solid 5 minute. I do want to mark this out as well, this huge dump to the downside. I know we are pretty far from it, but 100% we can definitely see a retracement back up to this 523 area later this week, maybe even Monday or Tuesday. So I want to draw out all of this excess selling pressure here. Keep in mind I'm on the 5 minute. Extreme selling pressure. Also pretty much price premium, which obviously is supply, so I want to mark that out. And then if I extend this out here, we can see that it makes sense here. It was pretty much a base of a strong move down. But realistically, most importantly, there's a shit ton of selling pressure, selling activity, and supply, which we obviously want to trade with up here. So I'm really liking this zone. Also the highest point on the charts pretty much. Other than this 525, yeah. So it looks like that's pretty much been the highest point for SPY the past couple of weeks. Okay, cool. There's that. This is what I'm gonna do here. I'm going to mark out this whole candle as a demand if price opens above this, because I can already see some buying pressure slash support created within this demand. If you can like ever see like support levels created within your demand zones, or like resistance created within your supply zones, that should be even more confirmation or conviction, because that's just showing you there's even more selling pressure or buying pressure laying within that area, you know. And then for example here you can see there's like this bounce or support level that was created within this demand here. You can see bounce, bounce. So the more you can match those zones, the more you can match those levels, the more you can ideally get that further confirmation that either those extended amount of buyers or extended amount of sellers are laying within that area. And like I've mentioned 1 million trillion times, that's obviously where we want to trade with. Okay, cool. That's pretty much the main thing. I'm going to switch over to the 1 minute. And then let's go ahead and see if we can match some zones inside our 5 minutes, get some further confirmations, really try to lock down and get the best zones possible. I see something right here. I'm going to mark this out. Ideally, yeah, I'm going to keep it as that base candle. And then, okay, yeah, that looks perfect. The 1 minute matching, because you can see the retracement into both zones. It bounced into the 1 minute zone perfectly, and then that's where it started that reversal to the upside. Obviously, market closed, but that's pretty much the confirmation that we needed, was to see that bounce. Because if we could see that bounce inside that zone, that shows that yes, that was an area where buyers were interested of taking advantage of. Vice versa, if it were to be some type of supply zone or supply area. I do see some type of supply here on the 1 minute. I just want to see if I can match it on the 5 minute. This is 3 minutes. That'd be more of like a resistance area, if anything. I'm going to mark that out just in case, though. I see heavy resistance right here. So maybe I could even utilize that. Say we see a retracement into this zone right here. I would utilize this resistance area for a take profit. Obviously, so I can utilize the highest point possible on the charts to take profits before price does reverse on me, obviously, if it does. But in this case scenario, say if I were to take a retracement into this demand zone, into the 1 minute, price started to reverse to the upside, I would utilize this as like my key exit area. Obviously, I wouldn't get completely out, but I would exit a majority of my position, and then I would have runners left on this trade if price did continue up higher. And then I would just manage my position as price continued to run up. And then obviously just move my stop loss as well as price continues up higher. I've done a video on that, on like trimming and how to best handle your stop loss. It's actually the lessons called "How to Not Let Your Green Trades Go Red." It's on the YouTube channel, so if you guys haven't checked that out already, I heavily recommend you guys go and watch that sometime tonight or this week for sure. But we have this resistance area marked out. And then that was really that. I'm going to switch back over to the 1 minute to see if I can match a 1 minute inside of the 5 minute zone that we had right here. This huge supply area before price actually absolutely dumped and reversed significantly to the downside. It was about a $10 move, literally a $10 move to the downside. Thanks for doing this again, man. I got you, boys. I'm glad you're all here popping in, and I'm glad we can all prepare together to have a banger a week. Make sure you boys also, for the people that aren't in the Discord, make sure that you check the description and click that link so you can trade live with me and the family, do more pre-market reviews and stuff like this each and every single day. But other than that, 1 minute supply zone matched inside the 5 minute. Obviously, we haven't had a retracement yet, and price is like $5 away from this. But I still want to see if we can match something. I do see this, but it looks like we got that invalidation above right here. So realistically, I wouldn't want to mark that, because if I'm not confident in the zones that I'm drawing out, if it doesn't look perfect to me, then you know, I don't want to risk it, you know? I only want to trade it. I only want to mark it out if it looks perfect. If I can draw it out, if everything looks good. You guys know what I mean. You obviously have seen me do it. So, and that something like this, I'm just trying to find the most valid zone inside of this zone. This is about a 40-cent range. What I'm going to do is I'm going to like match the highest point of the move and kind of just extend it out to right here, because what that does, the highest point is our price premium, right? The price premium being the most expensive, the highest point on the charts. So that's obviously where we want to trace out. That's where we want to look for the retracement for, if price does obviously want to get that reversal to whichever side we're looking to trade it towards. So I'm going to match that with the 5 minute. Obviously, like I've said, we utilize our 5 minute zones more to spot where price is going to reverse, and we utilize our 1 minute zones to really get the best refined entries inside of our zones. Because I know many of you are like, okay, I have my zone drawn out, but where exactly do I enter? Or what do I look for exactly to enter, right, inside of my zones? Because yes, you know, you obviously want to look for some type of reversal inside of a supplier's or inside of a demand zone, but you never just want to enter just because you see, you know, the candles inside of supply or inside of demand. You want to look for the further confirmations. You want to look for the certain matches of if there are a 1 minute zone trading inside of a 5 minute zone. Like, there are multiple different confirmations that you can use, just depending on what kind of trader you are or the trades that you're looking to take. It really just depends. But let me see with this demand here. I'm confident I can find something. This is where post market was trading on Friday before we closed. So realistically, I'm expecting us to open up a bit higher. I don't expect us to open below this demand. I expect us to honestly open higher or open within this range here. I'd honestly love to take a trade inside this demand here, the 1 minute match with the 5 minute demand. But we also do have an extra zone here, which provided a pretty strong bounce. I like this. I'm not going to count the pre-market invalidations that break outside the zone, especially if it's very tiny like this. I'm only counting open market invalidations. And what I mean by that is like invalidations if price ever completely closes outside of my zone, then I don't bother with trading it with anymore or even looking at it anymore. I only want to focus on zones that obviously are respected and that I know those buyers or sellers are likely to take advantage of. And obviously I've shown you guys multiple different ways on how exactly we can do that. I heard the solar eclipse, and yeah, that is this week, right? Um, it 100% could affect the market in some type of way. 110%. We did get this match inside of the 1 and the 5-minute zone for this demand zone down here. What I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start labeling my zones. I see I see supply right here as well, which I'm going to draw out. Like I obviously drew out this resistance here, but I'm also just going to draw out a zone as well, just to label it as some type of bearish order block to at least expect selling activity within this area. I always just want to make sure that I'm extra prepared, and at least can expect to know where price is likely to reverse on the charts. Like I said, if I'm taking a trade and want to utilize it for an exit level, or if I'm just looking at the charts and try to get the best overview possible, I want to know where price is likely to move to or where reversals are likely to happen on the charts. I do see this as well. I like this most though because we had gotten a retracement and a strong push down from it, showing that sellers obviously did take advantage of that area. I'm going to leave this as is, and then obviously going into tomorrow morning inside the pre-market review with the Discord. Make sure you boys are there. If you're not there, I'm going to be mad at you. But going into that pre-market review tomorrow morning, we'll obviously make sure to do some more refined analysis because pre-market will obviously be open and moving. So we'll be able to actually get a better idea of where price actually is and what zones we should utilize that are closest to where price is actually trading, because we don't want to have like a supply zone or a demand zone that's like $5 away from price. We want to be looking at these zones that are closest to where price is going to be trading, because if we're not looking at zones closest to price, closest to where price is trading, then we're missing out on potential moves. You know what I mean? So that's obviously not what we want the case to be either at all. So that's going to be that. Now I'm going to start labeling these zones. This is the time where you guys can start to screenshot or start to copy these zones if you would like as well. Keep in mind we are on SPY right now, so I'm going to label this demand zone right here as my 517. I'm going to do 517.20 demand for SPY here. Buying area. So let's go ahead and mark that out, and then I'll put that right there. I'll mark this out as 519.20. I'll just put strong resistance. Resistance also meaning an excessive amount of selling pressure. So 519 strong resistance. We have this up here, which I'm going to label as 523. I'll do 523.60. Price premium. I'll put that right there. We also do have a demand zone down here. I'll label this 513.10 demand. I see something right here as well. I'm going to check that out because I don't want to miss out any zones. Obviously, like I said, I'll be in pre-market analysis tomorrow morning in the Discord to make sure that we're getting the best refined zones possible, but I do want to make sure that we are getting pretty much everything covered as well tonight. 513.20 demand. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a ton of buying pressure laying right here as well. Support right here. I'm going to mark that out. I want to see if we can match that as well on the 5-minute. We do see a strong bounce right here and a move up, which we can also do. I'm going to do both of those actually, and then I want to see if I can match it on the 5-minute. Because like I've mentioned 1,000,000,000,000 times, if we can match the 1-minute zone inside the 5-minute zone, that'll be further confirmation for us. Okay. Also, let me know, boys, if you guys have any questions in specific that you'd like me to cover, or any terms, or any tickers too, as well. If you guys would like me to do any analysis for that, I'm going to switch over to the 5-minute and then go to these zones that I just drew out. Yep. Looks like there is something here on the 5-minute. Especially this one right here. I'm going to mark this out. I'll do this. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do that candle because that was the base candle that started the move. I like this zone. I'm glad I spotted this and didn't miss it. We have this as well, which I'm still going to mark out as well because this still looks good, and we still got the match. So we have a ton of buying pressure laying down here, multiple different demand / support areas that we can utilize. It's looking good. We're definitely spotting some key levels. This will make us 100% more prepared, so. Okay, cool. So there's that. I'm going to label these demand areas like I've mentioned multiple times as well. Feel free to screenshot these zones if you guys would like to use them as well going into this week. I'm going to do 515.15 demand. And then I'm also going to label this as 514.20. So it looks like we have some pretty strong, solid zones going into tomorrow. Obviously, it definitely, where price opens up tomorrow, we definitely want to take that into consideration based off of what zones that we're going to want to utilize, but we will definitely see going into tomorrow. Just make sure that you boys are prepared inside the pre-market review tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Pacific time. That's going to be that. And then let's go ahead and see if we can spot anything on Tesla. I'll make the charts naked. I'm on the 5-minute on Tesla as well. Looks like I see something right here. 5-minute on Tesla, strong supply zone right here. Looks like I also see something right here as well. Boom, boom. No, okay. That doesn't look as strong. If it doesn't look as strong, like I mentioned, I don't want to mark it out. I do see a strong push up and a large buying candle here. You obviously know what we want to do when we see something like that. Boom. Okay. Give me one moment, guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah. My apologies, fam. Someone was at the door. I had to figure it out. I just needed to make sure everything was all good. We're solid though. All right, cool. So there's that on Tesla. Realistically, I'm going to mark out this whole candle here because then it would match. It would match this, and I think that would make it look a lot better. Yeah, 100%. Okay, I like that. We have this as well. Okay, I'm going to keep that as is, and then just going to look to match a 1 minute inside the 5 minutes. Perfect. Going to match the 1 minute here inside the 5 minute. Going to change the color, make it red. Okay, perfect. Perfect. And then should be pretty similar as well for the 1 minute match. I don't see a match unless oh, okay, perfect. I see it right here. I'll mark this out, so I'll mark that. And then we'll go ahead and extend that zone out. Perfect. All right, cool. So match the 1 minute inside the 5 minute. Okay, perfect. Do I use fair value gap? If you do, how do you look for more confirmation, or what price should I target within the fair value gap? Realistically, the center of the fair value gap, the higher into the fair value gap, the best. Because you want to make sure that all of the orders within the fair value gap can get filled, because the fair value gap is simply just a extended amount of unfilled orders. So you want to make sure that first price moves into the fair value gap a good amount. Also, the more it moves into the fair value gap, the less that you're risking. Because realistically, oh, you guys can't even see my face, huh? Can you? Hold on. Okay, you can. But when you're trading within the fair value gap, realistically, your stop loss should be at a break or invalidation of that fair value gap, you know? So the more price moves into that fair value gap, the less that you're risking. But I have two different YouTube videos that I recommend all of you guys checking out, on fair value gaps, part 1 and a part 2. Part 1 is explaining what they are, and then part 2 is explaining how you can trade with them. Those are both on the YouTube channel, so I recommend you guys checking those out. I'm going to go ahead and label these zones here for Tesla. I'm going to just do 176.50 supply. So this is going to be our selling area. We were able to get to that 1 minute 1 minute zone with the 5 minute zone match, and then also right here, which I like as well. Obviously want to utilize the 1 minute zone more for our entry. So I'm just going to do 161.25 demand. Now this zone is a little bit wide, which honestly I'm not the biggest fan of, but I'm still going to have it charted out. The reason I'm not the biggest fan of the wider zones, is obviously because your zone or your risk isn't as minimized as if that zone was tighter, if that makes sense. So that would be that. But that's 161.25 demand, and then the other main 176.50 supply. But other than that, those are really going to be the main levels that I'm going to be focusing on personally going into tomorrow and this week as well. And then obviously we covered all of the news going into this week. Most importantly, Monday and Tuesday are absolutely clear in terms of data sets, and then I'll show you guys just right here so you can get a better overview. Monday and Tuesday are clear, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we have red folders consecutively each day. Realistically, I'm expecting Wednesday to be the most volatile and biggest day. Also, realistically, I'm probably not going to trade Wednesday, obviously, unless price action is looking solid and setups are looking solid as well. But I hope to see you guys tomorrow morning in the pre-market review / Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord and want to trade live with the king and the family, go ahead and click that link down in the description, and I will see you all there so we can take over the market this week. Other than that, boys, hope you guys enjoyed and found some value from this live stream. I'll be doing many more of these, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Much love, boys. I'll see you this week.